Okay, so welcome back to my new tutorial. Today's lesson, I'm going to talk about how we can use Golang to connect to MongoDB. Okay, so MongoDB is a document JSON-based database, which is very popular nowadays. So without further ado, let's jump right into the IDE. I'm already in the IDE. So I'm going to create a new file project. And then I'm going to call it MongoDB find. Okay. Inside my directory, I'm going to create a new file, which I'm going to call main. And then within the terminal, I'm going to install the MongoDB package, okay, or the MongoDB drivers. So this is my current working directory. Going to say go get go.mongodb.org/mongo-driver/mongo. So I'm going to hit enter. So it's been added. This version has been added 1.7.1 to my Go mod. So as you can see it here. So now let's go to our main function, okay? All right, okay, to start with, I'm going to declare a constant, which I'm going to call const, which I'm going to call URL. And I'm going to pass in MongoDB : /localhost : 127. The port number is 127017. Okay. So that is it. Now, we start by saying context. Context, according to the Mongo driver API, we start with context, and then we say what? With timeout. And with timeout, we're going to pass in context and then the duration. So if you look at this context, this is the actual implementation. Okay, so let's say we have context, and then we're going to run this context in the background. And then we say tenths. We're going to run this in the background for 10 seconds. Time dot seconds. And this timeout then returns two objects. Okay, the context, we're going to call it CTX, and then cancel. Okay, so right after doing this, the documentation says we should do the defer cancel that releases all resources once slow operation completes before timeout elapse. Okay, so I'm going to do defer cancel. It's a function. Now, after doing that, we're going to call mongo.connect. Okay, You can see the import is here. Mongo.connect. Mongo.connect takes it takes a context, CTX, and then options dot client dot apply URL. Okay, apply URI. So we pass in the string, and our string is what? URL, as we define here. And this returns connection to DB. And this returns two things: the client, the Mongo client, and then an error. So I'm going to pass in, I'm going to handle this error. Okay, so we're going to panic. Okay, so now let's make use of the client object. So this client resources, we need to, after everything is done, the connection is done, we want to close the connection. Okay, we don't want to leave the connection open for infinite number of times. So we want to disconnect the client object. So we're going to use the defer keyword. Okay, so let me do this anonymous function first without any parameter. And then I'm going to call it right after declaration. So we're going to say client.disconnect, and then we pass in our context. And this returns an error. Once this returns an error, we have to handle this error. So we can say log fatal error. Okay. And then now, beside this function, we say defer. Okay, we want to defer the disconnection. We don't want to disconnect it at this time. Okay. Now we want to use the client to access DB and collection. So I'm going to say client.database. So we pass in all the parameters to this database. So the database, okay, so let me hold on with this for now. So what I want to do is I want to list all databases. Okay, we want to know all the databases names first before we try to access them through their DB and then the collection. So what I can do is I'm going to say client.ListDatabaseNames. And then I'm going to pass in the context as well as BSON. And this BSON, we're going to talk more about it. This is just like JSON. And then this D here is a document, refers to document. Okay. D refers to document. We have A belonging to arrays. And I think we have other ones as well. Let me see. We have M belonging to maps. Yeah, we'll be talking more about this in later videos. So this client returns a result set, as well as error. I'm not interested, so I'm going to suppress the error. Okay, so since this is a list, we need to use the for loop to iterate over the list. Okay, so we're going to do for, we are not interested in the index, db, range, and then the result sets. Now we can say fmt.print db. Okay, so this is how we can print list of DBs. Let me run this and see what we get. So as you can see, inside my MongoDB, these are all the databases: users, admin, config, dev, go, REST API, local, rates, students, and then world boss. So if I open my MongoDB, I'm using Robot 3T. Okay, so if you want to download it, you can Google Robot 3T and then download the latest version. Okay, so as you can see, these are all the databases. Okay, these are all the databases in my MongoDB. So as you can see, the names, they're all here. All right, so now I want us to deal with this, where is it? Maybe we can deal with REST API database. Okay, so now I want to connect to Go. I want to connect to Go REST API, and then I'm going to do .collection, and then pass in books. Okay, and then this is going to return collections. Okay. Now, once we get our collections, we can write a cursor. We can say cursor, and then we're going to suppress the error. I'm not interested. Then I'm going to say collections dot find. You can do find one database, find, aggregates, the whole delete many, delete one, drop, the whole bunch of insert many, insert one. We're going to handle all these cases. So how to insert, how to delete, how to update, drop, things like that. So for a start, I'm going to say find, and then you can see all the find methods that are available for us. So I'm going to say find, going to pass in the context, and then I'm going to say bison.d without passing anything. So if I don't pass anything, it means that give me all the documents in the books collection. Okay, so this is like a filter. You are filtering based on this thing right here. So I'm going to loop over this for cursor.next. I'm going to pass in the context. Once I do that, I'm going to declare another variable, which I'm going to call results, and then say bison.d. So this is the kind of like a class, and this is the variable. We're going to store everything in this results. So now I can say cursor.decode, and then we use the ampersand to point to the result set, this result. And then this is going to return an error, which we want to handle. We're going to say if error is not equal to nil, we want to log this fatal error. Then now we want to do something with results. So guess what we want to do with results? We want to print results. So fmt.print results. Okay, so this is how we can access the database, which we have down here. And within the database, there's a collection called books. So let me go inside my Robot3T. So as you can see, Go REST API, there's a book collection over there. Okay, so if I double click on it, it's going to give me 2 records. Okay, if I open them, this is what we get. We have the ID, ISBN, title of the book, first name, the author, first name, last name. Okay, and there's unique object IDs. Okay, so let's go and run our program. So now I can go ahead and run this program. So I'm going to say run. Okay, so let me do this to separate. So I'm going to say fmt.print. Okay, so if I rerun the program, you can see this is the 2 objects. This is the first object, and then this is the second object in our MongoDB. So as you can see, the object ID, ISBN, the title, the author, okay, the author, and then the second one also in a list. Okay, so this is how you can use Golang to connect to your MongoDB. Okay, so if you have an issue connecting to your MongoDB, let me know in the comment section below, and I'm ready to help you out. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. In the next episode, we are going to talk about how we can insert documents into our MongoDB. Okay, so we're going to do insert, delete, update. Okay, so see you in the next one.